Yo, what is up, YouTube, or more specifically, what is up, CDRNRashadNate? What's popping? I'm doing you now. Usually, I might not did you for a couple more weeks, and you might have even been in the next 100, but you were really persistent on letting me know. You comment on multiple posts, so whenever I see that, I'll be like, let me get you out the way. So I'm gonna just listen to 2 of your songs, and I'm gonna give you my opinion. You only got 3 on your Apple Music, 2 on your YouTube. I searched around, but before I do that, just want to know I'm going hard in the critique. I'm going hard on I'm telling you exactly how I think. If I think this is trash, I will tell you. If I think it's good, I'll tell you. But most importantly, I'm gonna go in depth and really try to explain as to why I feel that way, if it means anything, of course. But remember, I got nothing to lose if I say your music is bad. I got nothing to gain if I say your music is good. So with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so we're gonna listen to the introduction. Alright, cool.
Lucifer's finally out of here. But he gonna return one day, so Nate, remember, don't be like him, be like RashadNate. Next up, RashadNate. Next up, RashadNate. Next up, to represent God's kingdom. Hi, I'm RashadNate, and I am next up. Hi, I'm RashadNate, and I am next up. Hi, I'm RashadNate, and I am next up. Hi, I'm RashadNate. And I'm next up. Keep my chin up. Playing with this music when I'm really sounding dumb. Going deeper in the mind, hey, that's really fun. Take a journey with me, did y'all just hear that thump? That's how we're gonna play from now on. I'm the chosen one. Did y'all get it? Okay, let's go. All along into the jungle. Everything in your life was meant for you to go through the struggle. Gotta get muscle. Pick up your shovel. That's an example of the cross that's trying to hover over you and bring you down. Are you going to go up? Are you going to stay on the ground? Will you fly now? Will you stay down? Will you see light? Will you die down? In the dark outside, now you in the cloud. Everybody, hear you screaming now, saying, Nate, why you come around talking that Jesus stuff? You a Jesus freak. You are screaming to the spirit in us. We can hear it deeply. Why you speaking to us? We can hear you screaming. Mine is racing, heartbeat is pacing, and it won't stop. Our vision is chasing us down, coming to the ground. Everybody trying to see why I gotta come through, me and my crew. Emotions coming with me to slap you in the mirror too. No candy, man, no number 2. I ain't no error. I am no pencil pad, no number 2. I am coming through the mental capacity. I am now understanding. I inside the membrane. Hello, everybody. I'm RashadNate. Are y'all listening to this word? There's a Rashad and there's a Nate. RashadNate is going to another level where his mind isn't up in outer space, but his feet are on the ground. And that's why I'm trying to show y'all. In the picture. Exquisite visuals. Everybody gonna wanna know where I came from. And while my feet are on the ground, my musical words now make they skin crawl. No fault of their own. They just feel the vibes in the song, like this vibes from a vibration. Sorry for interrupting y'all day. Y'all cell phone is vibrating. What you want? RashadNate. Catch the remedy.
Okay, it wasn't bad. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it wasn't bad. Alright, so I listened to intro and Heart Raffle. I'll listen to them here on this reaction. So let's get into it.
Go Charlie got that heat.
CDRN CDRNRashadNate. It's fam, G. Giving my heart to about everyone. Giving my heart round about until I'm done. Not knowing from the start, not learning from the start. Life lessons kept me in the dark. Like blackboard, no chalk. Like a scarecrow, positive mindset stalk. What can I say? Yeah, Jesus walks with me. I know they stalking me, they asking me, they watching me, harassing me, telling me, is it possible to be the mission of possibly? You gotta change, bro. I'm talking about your purpose of a true identity. Talk to me. We should wake up in the mirror and deal with the person in the mirror that we see. Used to thinking deep, made a problem out of me. Now I see I was a problem child, even though I didn't get A, B's, or C's. I figured if I would give my heart, some will see that I would be smart. Even though y'all will never understand y'all remarks. Honestly, it was making an indecision that was deep in my heart, making me think like a God who stands in front of the uncreated world and just don't want to make art. I know y'all thinking about my heart. Shouldn't be devastated, came from my heart. Something foreign, sweet smell. I smell a fart, get out of my bathroom. Since the work of art, enter people in my space, Noah's Ark. Try to pop your balloon, that's not smart. Spread your face on a book, face of a book. Now you have the face of a crook. Now this whole world got you shook, cause I'm robbing your time, just as Tyson he was, giving her all the time. 5 years without a feline between his mind, thinking about the future and how I can do right. Kill everything every time. What a time to be alive. Natural body is in the ground. Now my spirit is on the rise. No Drake, nothing was the same. I'm talking about RashadNate, who once was Nate the Great. Gave up his life and his mindset so Christ could take place. Giving my heart to about everyone. You can have it, you can have it. Giving my heart round about until I'm done. Not knowing from the start, not learning from the start. Life lessons kept me in the dark. Like blackboard, no chalk. Like a scarecrow, positive mindset stalk.
Listen, man, that was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. There's some positives, but there's some negatives. And I'm just gonna be straight hunted with you, RashadNate. We focusing on the negatives. The negatives make more of a presence here, but I'm gonna get the positives out the way. First of all, production, the beat, they were nice. The production's pretty nice. Sounds professional, up to par for industry standard, whatever we want to say. The production's not bad, it's pretty good. The beat's nice. The beat was a little low, but that's just my preference. It works. You know, a lot of rappers I review, a lot of artists I review, production's an issue, and if you don't got that right, what are you doing? But you got that together. Sounds like you got some pretty good quality, pretty good equipment, I can imagine. And like I said, also the more important positive, which is one I really hold in high regard, is people who can really paint their own picture. In other words, people who, when they make music, the music is a reflection, is an expression of them. It comes from the inner world, their own inner world, their own heart, and they're putting it on into the music. That I hold in high regard, because that's always going to make the music better. It's always going to add more depth. That type of music is going to be much more easier for others to resonate to and others to really connect with. And it's going to make a much stronger vibe, a much better atmosphere, a lot more energy to really take in rather than these people, these bots that are pretty much auto-generating trap music one by one. It's despicable, but you're not there. So I give you your credit for really reflecting and expressing you as a person. I mean, yeah, you're using a template of God, of Christianity, based on what I heard, but you're still doing that, and that should be really held high and appreciated. I always put those artists on top, you know what I'm saying? Period. Now, let's get to the negatives. Now, it's funny, I'm gonna go back in the same sentence I said you express yourself, but you may be the very first person who I say you expressed yourself a little too much. You said your name at least 10 times, and I've heard your name in your music at least 10 times. I get it. Maybe it's a good ad-lib, but it feels like you're really, in a way, listening to your music, it sounds like you're really full of yourself. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing, but it doesn't come off it doesn't come off well at all. I want to say that before I even get to the technicals, because that can make or break you, really. Yeah, it worked for Kanye, but Kanye had an interesting way, a very clever way of doing it. You're doing it pretty straightforward. I can hear from this, you are really full of yourself. You really, I'm not going to say self-infatuated. I'm not going to say narcissistic. Definitely a little arrogant, a little conceited, a little self-absorbed here, you know. It just doesn't come off because while you may know who RashadNate is, and you may see the importance of RashadNate, but guess what? I don't. I haven't been sold on why I should care about who RashadNate is. You said you was the chosen one like 10 times in one of your songs. Why? Who says what? Like that's the issue. Like that makes it's always gonna be a disconnect, a disharmony, a dissonance there when people try to say they the chosen one or they next up, or some people who are full of themselves, because I'm unbiased towards who you are. I don't know who you are. You're just another person, and the only difference between you and all these other people is that you believe in who you are more than them. Now that's a good thing, but listen, there's a balance here, and you've definitely crossed over into the you believe in yourself too much, and that'd be cool, but you haven't done anything to prove as to why I should. And I feel like that really needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? I get it, bro. If you feel yourself, if you believe that much in yourself, how good you are, go ahead, bro. But I don't. And I'm pretty sure not too many other people out there who gonna come up on your music will either. You haven't done anything to prove as to why I should. I just want you to know that. It seems like maybe you're not perceptive. In other words, you can't really, can you read the room a bit, or know that everybody starts in the same level in terms of going out to people, trying to make for them names for themselves. Maybe even if you are doing God's work. So I really want to get that out the way. That's really the more important, and I might even come back to it, because the second point is you didn't do none of these songs really proved why I should buy into RashadNate. Nothing. Like, it was okay. I feel like it almost got in the way of the experience. Like, if you wasn't putting yourself on such a high mountain, this may have been a little better. But you know what I'm saying? In Heart Raffle, you sounded like Rod Wave with no juice. Like, if Rod Wave had no soul, or if like someone just drained him of his energy and he had to go out and sing, boom. I feel like that's what he would sound like. I know that sounds bad, but I'm going off my ears, bro. I feel like my ears are a thing of their own, and I just listen to them, if that even makes sense. That's what I felt like. I felt with Rod Wave with no gas. You know, Rod Wave on an empty tank, if that makes sense. That's how it sounded. Your pitch wasn't really all the way there. The vocals wasn't really hitting like that. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you haven't been doing this too much in this context. Maybe you sing a lot, but it just didn't come off right. It didn't sound well. The notes got kind of mashed up. I kind of heard it wasn't smooth. It didn't connect. It wasn't harmonious. It just it was really stiff, if that's a word. your vocals were really stiff. You know what I'm saying? They just needed some life, some juice to them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you added some reverb to it too, it would have helped it a lot. I think you added auto-tune, it just didn't come together well. It just sounds like you can't really sing that well. I'm not saying you can't sing, I'm just saying it just didn't sound good with the melody and what you were trying to do and with the beat and heart raffle, and it was hard to enjoy. And then, like I said again, you know, you were talking about you putting you on top, and I don't know, bro. So yeah, but yeah, and then you mentioned Christianity. I don't got a problem with you, you know, talking about God, doing God's work and whatnot, but you have to understand, the powers that be have done a tremendous job in separating church and state. And you're never gonna morph that line. You're never gonna bring them together. This civilization was designed that way. They designed that society to be that way. Cause you know this shit all. I'm not finna get into that shit. But point is, church and state have a big ass wall between them, and you're not crossing it. You know what I'm saying? It's ironic considering how much they love God, but it is so. This having some attributes of Christianity and some religious attributes is not going to go over well to the mainstream, because what I'm saying is there's mainstream music and then there's Christian or religious music. It's not even in the same sector. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Some people have kind of made the cross. Kanye, he's done a decent job, but even his hard religious music is just and even Donda, it just has a Christian touch on it, and I feel like that's you too. You have a Christian touch. I feel like that might make a way sooner or later. I do. Maybe Kanye kind of opened up that gate for that to happen. I definitely see that, but that doesn't matter because this isn't that good. Now I said it's not bad, but it's not good either. Ultimately, if I put this in a bow and give you a great conclusion, you got some work to do. This is just my opinion though, man. I'm not better than you. It just didn't sound finished. Sound like you could have just used some work, really tighten it up, really define it, really refine it. You know what I'm saying? It's real refined. Like I said, the good thing I said is that you're really painting your own picture here. This is an expression I listened to this and I got an idea who RashadNate was. You know what I'm saying? And I really look for that. Like, I want to listen to people's music and get an idea of who they are. I got an idea of who you are, the reflection of you after I listened to it. The music just wasn't that good because the flow was a little shaky too. As far as the rapping wasn't all together. It was some parts where it was just horrendous. I think it was an introduction, kind of like the second half, the bars, the flow you had was not good at all. And it was times where you sounding like you was trying to rap, but it didn't come together. It was like all flow, or the rhythm just was kind of just all over the place, and it sounded like you were trying to catch your breath. I feel like this is a factor of you haven't done this a lot, or you haven't done this a lot in this context, because it doesn't even matter if you can rap a lot. Once you record and try to align it to a beat, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different. I could tell you because I used to rap all the time, and I tried to record, and that shit sounded weak, and I had to edit it and cut it and really make it tight for it to get to how I wanted it. So I feel like that's just something you gotta do here. I hear some though, and I even see some. This ain't bad, and I see the value here. I kind of see what you're trying to do. I see the vision. You have one. You have a concept. You have some conceptual abilities. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Most rappers I listen to don't. You do. More than many. But it just doesn't come together as well. I'm sorry, it doesn't. The execution is not good here. The idea, the vision, the concepts, the theme, the message, great. Outside of the fact that you're really full of yourself. Outside of the fact that you're really self-absorbed and you like saying your name every 2 seconds, everything, the ideas, what you're trying to do kind of comes together well. It's just the execution not there yet. you know, really need to get an idea, a feel of how the notes are gonna flow with the beat, so that could sound in better harmony and better rhythm. The bars, the delivery really needs to be worked on. I feel it just came off rough. It came like you were running out of breath, and when you're trying to rap and running out of breath, that's just an attribute of two things: the fact that you haven't rapped a lot, or it's not natural yet. You haven't got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you trying to read or something. It sounded like you was trying to read. And when you rapping, it really has to come off natural. You just really have to get used to rapping a lot. So when you do try to rap those words, it's second nature, and you don't even have to worry about how you're gonna do your breath or the breath control or whatnot. Like, for real. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all I have to say though. So with that being said, CDRNRashadNate review. JaeMoye. Peace.